So the first category of Hebrew accents are called primary or major accents. Primary or major accents. While the second category are called secondary accents. Secondary accents. Secondary accents. Primary or major accents. The second are called secondary accents. We will learn first the primary or major accents. We have two types of major accents in Hebrew. The first is called Mira. 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 Now, I want every one of you to note that there is no word in Hebrew without an accent. All Hebrew words are accented. Either there is an accent mark, that there is no word in Hebrew without an accent. Either a monosyllabic word or a polysyllabic word. All Hebrew words are accented. And over 90% of Hebrew words are accented Mera. Over 90%. So Mera is in the majority. Over 90% of Hebrew words are accented Mera. And this Mera is not usually indicated by any sign or any mark. That is the last syllable of an Hebrew word. So like I said, I gave example. In this word, there is no accent mark on it. But it doesn't mean that the word is not accented. There are two syllables in this word. We have the penultimate syllable and the ultimate syllable. This is the penultimate syllable. Penultimate. Penultimate syllable. And this syllable is the ultimate syllable. Ultimate syllable. Penultimate syllable, the ultimate. So what we are saying is that Mira is an accent on the ultimate syllable, the last syllable. The last syllable. So these two syllables we have a, them. Them is the one accented Mira, even though it is not indicated. So the one with the Mira is the dam, which is the last syllable. That is all about Mira. Don't forget that over 90% of the Hebrew words are accented Mira. If you have listened to the Israelites speaking, you know that it's like they are rushing to the last syllable. The last syllable is syllable. The last syllable is usually the one that is stressed in their pronunciation, because majority of the Hebrew word are accented Mira. Accent is what on the last syllable. But don't forget, it is not usually indicated by any accent mark. I believe we get that correct. The second major accent is called Mile. Mile is the accent on the penultimate syllable. In the example I gave earlier, I have tried to indicate for you what we call penultimate syllable. Mile is the accent on on the penultimate syllable. That is one but the last syllable. And if we are going to use Nigerian English, we'll say second to the last syllable. So mele is the accent on the penultimate syllable, and it is indicated with a sign, a small sign of what we call in mathematics as less than. You find it on the penultimate syllable. And e.g., example, we have lehem, lehem, lehem. This is the penultimate syllable. And this is the mele. Don't forget that this last syllable is the ultimate syllable. The ultimate syllable. So lehem, you find this small less than sign, which is the accent mark, indicating that the stress is on the penultimate syllable. Lehem. Lehem is found on just few Hebrew words, so it's not as common as Mira. There are few words in Hebrew that are accented mele. Example, Mayim, Melek, and the likes are accented mele. It will be written this way. If you check your Tanakh, you'll find it written this way. This is mele. So these are the two major accents in Hebrew: Mira and mele. Mira and mele. Mira is the accent on the ultimate syllable. Mele is the accent on the penultimate syllable. Majority of Hebrew words, like over 90% of Hebrew words, are accented mira, and it is usually not indicated. But you must be conscious of the fact that there is no Hebrew word without an accent. So if you see any Hebrew word and you do not see any accent mark on it, immediately you know that that word is accented mira. So that is that about primary or major accents in Hebrew. Now we will look at the secondary accents. The second category of accents are called secondary accents. The first secondary accent we'll be learning is called meteg. 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 Meteg is referred to as pausa accent. Pausa accent. Because meteg is saying you have to take a pause in pronunciation. Take a breath when pronouncing. Meteg is a small vertical stroke. It's indicated as a small vertical stroke beside a vowel under a consonant in a word. It is indicated as a small vertical stroke placed beside a vowel under a consonant in an Hebrew word. And the function of meteg is what? Take a pause, take a breath. A breather. while pronouncing. Let's see example. We say it's a small vertical stroke. E.g., here, this small vertical stroke placed beside these camels is called meteg. This small vertical stroke is called meteg, and the vertical stroke is saying take what? Breathe, take a pause while pronouncing this word. Let's transliterate this word so that we can pronounce it correctly. We have men, which is them. We have kamets. We have shin. We have simple shewa, which is an vowel. We have lamed, another kamet, and we have hey. Ma shela. Shela. We are taking a pause here because of what? The meteg we have here. That's why we are pronouncing it as ma shela. But assuming there is no meteg here, it will be mashla. They will be silent. The simple shewa here will not even be pronounced. What makes this simple shewa here vocal is because of what? The meteg. Because this meteg will close this syllable. It opens the syllable rather. It opens the syllable and it forms a syllable. Whereas this simple shewa now is beginning another syllable, which is making it vocal. We will see later emphasis on when this can be vocal and be silent later on in the study. But what we want to learn is the fact that when there is a meteg, it's an accent that indicates take a pause. And that's why the pronunciation is ma shela. The secondary accent we'll be learning is sof pasuk. Sof pasuk. Sof pasuk. This is the accent that mark the end of a verse in Hebrew. It is an accent that marks the end of a verse. It indicates for us the end of a verse. It is written as colon. Just like you write colon in English, that's how this is written. So pasuk is written, but a little bit bigger. So at the end, if you take your Tanakh, open your Tanakh, you will find this at the end of every verse. In the Tanakh, you find two dots at the end of every verse in Tanakh. So these two dots is called sof pasuk. But you know in English you call it colon. But the function differs. It's not the same. It's not functioning as colon in English. It's marking for you the end of a verse. The end of a verse. That is what sof pasuk is. Another is makef. 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 Makef is a small horizontal line, small horizontal stroke. Makef is a small horizontal stroke that link two or more words together. In a construct relationship. I said it's a small vertical or horizontal stroke. While Meteg is a small vertical stroke, Makef is a small horizontal stroke that links two or more words together in a construct relationship. Makef is a small horizontal line that links or joins two or more words together in what? In a construct relationship. And we will give example to that. We have here Ben David. Ben David. Here, this small horizontal stroke here is Makef. The small horizontal stroke up here is called Makef. It's linking two or more words together in what? In a construct relationship. Makef, Ben David. And whenever you have a word linked by a Makef, while translating it, and this is a transliteration now, translation, usually put off to show the construct relationship. Here we have Ben. The transliteration will be this. Ben David, which means son of David. Don't forget that we said it's linking two or more words together in what? In consonant relationship. So we are going to pronounce it. It's like compound words. It's equivalent to compound words in your English. You will get it. Because in English you write daughter-in-law, abi, but you don't pronounce, you don't say daughter-in-law, abi, you pronounce it together, daughter-in-law. Because by the time you say daughter-in-law or daughter-in-law, you know they mean different things. Did you get it? So you pronounce them together. Ben David, daughter-in-law, which is, but when you say daughter-in-law, it means another thing. So Ben David, son of David. So what we mean by construct relationship is that this son cannot be the son of any other person, but what? Of David. This son is already depending on David. So that's what Makef, the function of Makef is that it links two or more words together in construct relationship. If you carry your Tanakh, you know that, for example, by the time you are reading, especially the Nevi'im, and you are reading about the narratives about kings, so I want to give an example in our Tanakh. To show there are for example, you find expression like, and I don't want to give an hypothetical example. Okay, for example, if you look at your 2 Kings chapter 14, that's where I am now, you find such rendition where you have in the 2nd year of King Joash, son of Joash of Israel. You see all those of Israel. Amaziah, son of King Joash of Judah, became king. Where you see all those you find that you have Ben Yohaz, son of Joash, Melech Yisrael, king of Israel, Ben Yoash. And so this is telling us that when you have this Makev, it joins to, it links to or more words together in a construct relationship. And if you remember your Greek, you remember your genitive, Abi, which is a case of possession. So, and you know that when you are translating your Greek in case of possession, the genitive, you know, you add off. That's the preparation. So it's close to this. It's a kind of genitival relationship like that. So those are the major things. Now I'm going to give an assignment. There are 2 more secondary accents that I will want you to, by the time we meet on site, I want you to look and define Siluk. It's also a secondary accent, and Atna. Write 2 sentences each on Siluk and Atna. Siluk, Atna. Siluk, Atna. There are also types of secondary accents. Siluk and Atna. Siluk and Atna. Also form of secondary accents that are going to write 2 sentences each on it with a sample, an illustrated sentence on Siluk and Atna. So those are the 2 categories of accents we have in Hebrew: the major accent and the secondary accents. The major accents are 2, the Merah and Mileh. The secondary accent, we have talked about Meteg, Sof Pasuk, Makev, and I've given you an assignment on Siluk and Atna. Siluk and Atna. So if you have any question thus far, you can raise. Those are the accents we'll be dealing with as we go ahead, moving forward in the class. Have you solved it?
Yeah.
It's okay.
Well,